Meeting will come to order. I see the entire board is here. Thanks for being here. Select board members. Mr. Atherton, town manager, thanks for being here. And the police chief is here. Sherry's here. Charlene's here. Butch is here. So thanks so much. Before we get underway, it has been noted that we did lose two Brandon individuals who have contributed a lot to the community. So if we could just take a moment at the beginning here. On October 30th, Roy Jackson died at 82 years of age. Roy was active in the Chamber of Commerce and a number of other Brandon community organizations and also in Greater Brandon. And on November 4th, Lance Mead died. Lance was also 82 years of age. And Lance was involved, among other things, in the early days of Bravo, apparently with Art Doty. So that's a legacy certainly that's been valuable to Brandon. And Lance was one of the most interesting men that you'd ever want to meet. He was thoughtful and a world traveler and an expert in his field. So could we maybe just take a moment of silence to remember Lance Mead and Roy Jackson and their contributions to the town? Thank you. First item on the agenda is to adopt the agenda. Is there a motion on that?
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Bailey with a second from Wyman. Anything to add or change? If not, all in favor of the agenda as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. That's unanimous. The ayes have it. Item 2, we have two sets of select board minutes to approve. Can take them individually or together, whatever the pleasure of the board is.
I'd like to take it individually.
Okay, go ahead.
Make a motion to approve the select board minutes for October 26th, 2020.
Is there a second? Okay, motion from Mr. Wyman and second from Mr. Bailey to approve the minutes of October 26th as they're presented. Any errors or omissions in those minutes? None heard. All in favor of approval of those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. That's unanimous. The ayes have it. How about a motion for the November 2nd emergency board meeting?
I'll make that.
Mr. Bailey moves to approve.
Seconds.
Mr. Giles seconds. Any errors or omissions? Should we note that, was it just 4 of us? Is that why, Tracy, you didn't?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we should just make a little notation that Doug Bailey, Seth Hopkins, Brian Coolidge, and Tim Giles were present for the board, but Tracy Wyman was not.
It's in the minutes.
Oh, it's there? Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize. So there's a motion and a second. Is there any changes to be made to these? If not, all in favor of the November 2nd emergency board minutes, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say no. That's unanimous. Thank you.
Abstain.
Tracy abstains. Thank you, Tracy. Item 3, town manager's report. Mr. Atherton, please.
Okay. It'll be short tonight. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Report for the weeks of October 26th and November 2nd. Segment 6, the concrete slab on West Seminary was poured on November 5th. There would be a 5-day cure time for the concrete, and then the membrane can be set in place and backfilled. And we're looking at doing paving on West Seminary the week of Thanksgiving, so we're almost there. Park Street, we completed the final walkthrough with Aldrich and Elliott and Markowski's on November 2nd. There will be a repair made to the sag and the asphalt in the Park Marble High Street intersection in the spring. And we're also going to put one riser on a sewer manhole. Just one of them needs to be brought up a little bit flush. And they finished painting Saturday, all the striping on the street. So it's done. I think it looks great. We're happy that it finally got there. Those bike lanes look nice. Other happenings, we've really just been spending a lot of time on budget numbers, and that's probably been the topic of conversation right now, which is good. We're hoping to have pretty close to final first draft out tomorrow afternoon. So I will be sending that out to budget members and select board. And a reminder that our first budget meeting is this Wednesday at 6 p.m. and I'm assuming we're doing it Zoom. Yes. Rec news. Bill had a meeting with the school superintendent regarding winter activities. The general guidance from the state is positive, and they were just looking for some local clarification. I know Bill is still working that out to see what we can do for keeping the kids occupied this winter. We did get a grant denial for the town hall work. Bill was looking at getting some lock work done on the doors and associated electrical work for the public restrooms. We did receive $10,000 last year from this program for the Seminary Hill project, so it's probably why we didn't get it this year. They like to spread the wealth around, so we'll reapply for it again next year. Received a donation of an ice skating rink liner from John Kerr Dairy Supply. We're looking at doing a 50 by 150 rink at the Neshabie Golf Course in connection with them to keep some kids busy out there through the winter if it gets cold. Working with Assistant Rec Director Colleen Wright to create some winter programming at the town hall. And we have opened up the town hall for some limited rentals now that we have some more safety protocols. So it's not like there's a lot of people online looking to rent it, but it is there. I know we've got a couple of the businesses, downtown businesses would like to do it. Like Red Clover wants to continue doing what they did in Green Park through the winter. So I think they're actually in our packet tonight for you guys to look at for those permits. So trying to maintain it positive and help the business owners out downtown as much as we can without breaking the rules. So that's all I have tonight.
Thanks, Mr. Atherton. Tim, as the meeting host, did you get my note that just came?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Someone waiting to be let in.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'm not used to it.
Yeah, thank you for hosting while the meeting tonight. So for the town manager, I did want to compliment you, Dave, on your centerfold appearance in the VLCT news. Everybody sees Dave down there in the corner. He did a great job representing Brandon. This is the town fair recap. This is actually a great and a timely issue of the VLCT news because the main theme is the budgeting process. And I read with great interest about how they do it in Brattleboro, and I don't think we're far off of doing it pretty much as well as they do it. They do a little bit more. They do a little bit more with capital and that kind of thing for several years type thing. But maybe that's stuff that Dave and the department heads do internally in the select board. It just hasn't been involved with recently. So anyway, wanted to compliment you on that appearance, Dave, and thank you for all that you do with your roles with the VLCT boards and so forth.
Thanks.
Are there questions for the town manager from the board? Anything from the board tonight, Mr. Bailey?
Yes, I was wondering, do you know what departments we are going to talk about on Wednesday night? And then a suggestion, if you know, if it's possible that Elaine could print those or Jackie could print just those departments that we could maybe pick up at the town office when we come in to sign the warrant so that we are not burning all kinds of paper on our small printers here at home.
Remind me to set up Sirius for Margaret.
Yeah, I can do that.
Hey, Sirius.
I don't know if I'll have PDs done until the end of the day, but I can do something.
What departments are we going to do Wednesday?
I thought we agreed on doing PD on Wednesday. I thought
PD
that was what we talked about in one of our select board meetings. So, yeah. I mean, we can do PD, we can do mine. I mean, my budget's done. We get those two out of the way.
So if we wait until end of the day tomorrow, we can get a...
Probably. Yeah. I mean, if I get them out sooner. How about I send you home with a ream of paper, Doug, and then you can print out whatever you want.
I'm just worried that my printer is not going to do it, but I will attempt it. So we'll go for it.
Okay, but I'll let you guys know. We might have them done by tomorrow afternoon, so.
Okay. And one more question. On segment 6, I thought in the original plans that we were going to have somewhere downtown a couple of those built-in speed carts telling people how fast they were going. Are those still something that's happening or not happening at all or happening later?
They weren't actually part of segment 6. They weren't in the plans. We bought 2 of them. I had them converted over to solar, I don't know, last spring. We talked about putting them up right when the project was done, but I think we might wait till spring just to get through another winter season. We have the signs.
Okay.
Chris and I just got to go through town and figure out where we want to put them that makes the most sense from where the speed limits change. So they are still in the works. We'll get them out, but figure we could probably save them from the snowplow this year and install them in the spring.
Thank you.
Sure.
That's all I have for questions. And I will note that David did tell me that the clock, the official town clock is now working. So that's great news too. Thank you.
I was waiting for everybody to notice that.
Well, I'm telling them, and the line markings on Park Street do look really good. So good job.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mr. Bailey. Mr. Coolidge, anything?
Doug, just to let you know, that Park Street project was a fun project to do. We had a ball with it, so it was nice. Great contractors, and it was a fun project to do.
It really looks good, and I think everyone's got to really be happy with it. It's too bad Doug Sawyer wasn't here to see the end of it. That's a shame.
Yep.
How about Tim Giles? Anything for Dave?
Yeah, I'm curious about the town hall rental. What is your limit on how many people can use the town hall when they rent it?
That would be a Bill Moore question. I'm leaving that up to him and Colleen because they've sort of been the landlords over there anyway. I don't think we can have a lot of people in there. I'd have to look at the guidelines, Tim. I couldn't tell you right off. I'm sure the state website has the whole list on it too. So, and who knows? I mean, if this ramps up again, it might get stricter. So, and it's not looking good right now.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of interested in
Yeah.
keeping a barometer on it.
Yeah, it could change. It could definitely change tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay.
How about Tracy Wyman? Anything for Dave?
Nothing.
Okay. Questions from the public for the town manager? Charlene?
Just ask, Ally, is that Ally Walter?
I assume that's Ally Walter. Is that Ally Walter?
Yes, it's Ally Walter.
Well, I know Ally Walters and Alfie Breyer are both on the planning commission, so I wasn't sure which Ally it was.
Yes, I know, we spell our names the same.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Then we have Butch Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to comment on Mr. Atherton's notice of denial on the grant. And it is true that you did receive the grant last year for the fencing and stuff around the Seminary Street project. So that would preclude you from receiving one this year, but we'll work like crazy to get you one next year. So take that year off and keep a grant with you, and we'll work hard. Make sure
not so worried about this year, Butch. I'm just glad Bill's submitting them every year now. I don't want to stop the progress there.
It's a good thing to submit because just once in a while they have extra money, and so, but they're very competitive. And thank you for submitting. I appreciate that.
Then we come to public comment and participation. These would be it's an opportunity for anyone to speak about something that's not on the agenda. I just did a little tour of the board, so I won't call on them individually, but if anybody wants to, they can go right ahead, or anybody from the public. And again, there's always time for public comment on each individual agenda item. We have a executive session later on tonight, but we're going to have a a liquor commissioners meeting before that happens. So this is getting close to the last good opportunity to interject if anybody has something they want to raise. Okay, stop us anytime in the future if not. So then we're at number 5, which are the bills. Their motion on the warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the general fund warrant in the amount of whatever it is, $208,784.66.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Wyman. Is there any questions on any of the bills?
One,
Question from Doug Bailey. Yep.
page 3 of 5, McCullough Brothers, $8,100 for tree removal. I just kind of wondering where and how many trees did we get taken down for $8,000?
A lot of them. We had them do the same thing they did at the wastewater plant down around the Champlain Street pump station, our new one there that had the same problem with trees overhanging. And then Sean had some around town. I know there were quite a few of those large ones on Lover's Lane, the big rotten ones that had to come down. They were really bad. Those were big trees. And I don't know, we had a couple more somewhere else. Maybe Wheeler Road, there were some. The ones on Lover's Lane were huge, so that's the majority of it. We should be done with that for a while now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Bailey. Any other questions about this warrant? If not, ready to vote. All in favor of the first warrant in the amount of $208,784.66 from the general fund, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. That's unanimous. The ayes have it. Second warrant, Route 7 construction.
I'll make a motion to approve the warrant in the amount of $230,865.
Motion from Mr. Wyman to approve the Route 7 warrant. Is there a second?
Second.
Doug Bailey has a second. Any questions? No questions. I have a question. Dave, the warrant in my hand appears to say $32,834.51, and the warrant on the agenda says $230,865.
Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing. It looks like there was definitely a typographical error in there. The purchase amount line is the correct one. The $238.65. And it looks like for some reason the Casella amount didn't get transferred over to the amount paid. If you look on the top line.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it is right.
Okay. So 238.65 is correct. I understand.
Yep.
what you're pointing out. Thank you. Any other questions on this? If not, ready to vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. The ayes have it. It's unanimous. Okay, the select board is going to come to a recess at 7:19, and we're going to open the Board of Liquor Control Commissioners meeting at 7:19. There's an agenda been printed. All in favor of the, or are there any changes to be made to the agenda? There are not. All in favor of adopting the agenda as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. The ayes have it.
Motion.
I'm sorry, Charlene?
The motion.
Do we have to have a motion
We
to
all
adopt an
do.
agenda? We generally have. I'll make the motion. Can someone make a second? Brian Coolidge made the second. Item 2, is there any objection to taking item 2 and 3 together? The approval of the minutes of October 26th and the approval of the permit granted by the town clerk for November 21st?
No, I approve doing both.
No objection. Tracy Wyman moves to approve both. Doug Bailey makes the second. Any questions? No questions. All in favor of approval items 2 and 3, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. The ayes have it. It's unanimous. Item 4,
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Coolidge moves to adjourn.
Second.
Second for Mr. Wyman. It's not debatable. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say no. It's unanimous. We're adjourned at 7:20. So the select board will come back to order at 7:20. Any announcements before we go to the executive session? Okay, if no announcements, then the board is going to meet in executive session to include the town manager and police chief. And the motion will be under Title I VSA, Section 313A3. So thanks to everybody for being with us tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future.
That's all. So I'm just going to turn off the recording now if we're all ready. Here we go. We're recording again.
Okay, so the board's back to order at 8:25. There's no action required from the executive session. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Take that motion.
Motion from Mr. Coolidge. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Bailey. Not debatable. All in favor of adjourning the select board, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Chris Perkel votes yes. The board is adjourned unanimously. Okay, thanks very much, fellas. See you next time.